How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Joe Biden's former staffer, Tara Reade, accusing him of sexual assault. Now, this story is pretty deep. It has plenty of layers to it, but I got to back up a little bit here, give you some historical context so we'll be on the same page and you understand how we're going to go forward from here. Now, Joe Biden, obviously a Democrat, was senator in Delaware from like 1973 or something crazy up until he became the VP with Obama in 2008 or 9. 1993, he has a staffer by the name of Tara Reade. They have a run-in, allegedly, and at which point he allegedly sexually assaults her. Now, when this happens, she goes to the Senate HR, files a complaint. She tells family and friends about what happened. I'll get to that in a moment. But maybe she didn't go to the police or she couldn't. I'm not really sure what happened there. But as of right now, today, in 2020, she has gone to the police and there is currently actively an investigation into the matter. Now, Joe Biden obviously is running for president right now, been in politics for a long time, been in DC for forever, like literally before I was born, way before I was born. So it's going to be kind of hard for them to really go forward, but he is currently being investigated for that particular matter that happened back then. Now, this story is deep because what you have here is a lot of hypocrisy from the mainstream media, from the left in general, from the Democratic Party, and a lot of covering up from the media. Okay, let's start with the cover up first. That's probably one of the more intriguing things here. CNN, we all know, is terrible. They suck. They put out false information. They hide information. They want to blow things out of proportion when it benefits them. But when it does not benefit them, they want to hide it away. Okay. Apparently, Tara Reade's mother called into Larry King Live back then when it happened to complain about, you know, her daughter having the issue with a senator. She didn't name any names. She didn't say that. She didn't say her daughter's name or Joe Biden's name. But if you believe that was her, and by the way, Tara Reade did confirm that was her mother's voice. If you believe that's her, the complaint fits what Tara Reade is talking about, okay? Now, I'm not saying that's her. I'm not saying that Joe Biden did it. I don't know if he did it or not. I have no way of knowing that. I'll say if there's enough evidence, go to court, figure it out there. But I don't know if he did it or he didn't. But what I will say is that CNN went through a few hoops to hide that episode. If you go to try to find that right now on official platforms, like, I don't know if it's on Hulu, Netflix, or whatever, but try to find that on their website. It's not there. That particular episode is missing. All the other ones are there, but that one episode is simply not there. Why? I wonder, are they trying to protect Joe Biden? What's really going on? Beyond that, let's talk about the elephant in the room, my humble opinion, how people like Joe Biden are treated with sexual assault allegations and how people like Donald Trump and especially Brett Kavanaugh are treated. Let's focus on Brett Kavanaugh. Do you remember this whole thing with Christine Blasey Ford? Believe all women. She's so strong. Was she on the cover of Time magazine or something crazy like that? I mean, it was this whole big thing around Christine Blasey Ford. She was made into a celebrity overnight. They're talking about her every day, every hour on the hour. Why? Because Brett Kavanaugh was Donald Trump's pick to be the next Supreme Court justice. And the prevailing thought in liberal spheres all over the country and on Capitol Hill in D.C. is that if Donald Trump was to appoint his Supreme Court justices, they would kill Roe v. Wade. Okay, so basically, Brett Kavanaugh got attacked, thrown under the bus because he wanted to save people's lives. He wanted to save human beings' lives, allegedly. It wasn't even no evidence of them wanting to turn over Roe v. Wade, but because they thought he might do that, and because he's Donald Trump's pick and they hate Trump so much, all the TDS plus fear of not being able to kill babies anymore made them go and attack Brett Kavanaugh in that way with a very non-credible person in Christine Blasey Ford. Okay, Christine Blasey Ford did not know Brett Kavanaugh. She never met Brett Kavanaugh. There was no evidence of her meeting Brett Kavanaugh. It got so ridiculous that you had to have Brett Kavanaugh's friends, his female friends, like 100 of them, go on stage and talk about how good of a guy Brett was and how he would never do that to a woman. how he was so nice, how he was so kind. Then you had to have Brett Kavanaugh go to court, talk about this. He had to bring up documents, calendars with his diary on it, all kind of stuff to prove that he was not a rapist, he's not a monster. All because of what Christine Blasey Ford was saying. And then after the whole thing was over, she vanished, never seen her again. Okay? Now, look at how the media treated that situation, how much airtime they gave Christine Blasey Ford, and how they treated Brett Kavanaugh over the whole thing, calling him a monster or a demon, a rapist or drunk, all kind of stuff. But with Tara Reade, there's little to no media coverage. Little to no. Not only is little to no media coverage, places like CNN are trying to censor some coverage that they allegedly may have done back in the day. Like I said, the person on the phone did not say anybody's name. Did not say anybody's name, but for some reason it's gone now. You can't see it on their official platforms. Why? If you want to see that, which has been recorded, I suppose, there's a link to that in the box below. But I'll move on. Now, you saw people like Kamala Harris come out and say, I believe Christine Blasey Ford. Well, why do you believe her? What makes her so credible? Okay, like I said, there was no evidence that she ever met him, that she knew him, that she was there that night in question or anything like that. But Tara Reade was Joe Biden's staffer. Nobody's denying that at all. Brett Kavanaugh and everybody else on the right were asked about this particular thing with Christine Blasey Ford. But what about with Tara Reade? They've asked Bernie Sanders, they've asked his political opponents, but they have not asked Joe Biden at all at any point in time. And if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments below, but they have not asked him. Now, the question is why? Why have they not asked Biden about this particular case? Isn't it pretty big? Isn't it pretty egregious? I mean, is the Me Too movement still going? Do we still have, you know, the time's up? Is that still going on or not? I can't really tell. People like Kamala Harris last year were talking about how much they believe Christine Blasey Ford. But right now, as I'm speaking today, which is Monday, April 27th, 2020, she's doing a town hall with Joe Biden about how COVID-19 is affecting the black community, although she's Asian. But that's a different story. And I digress. My whole point is that what happened to this whole thing about believe all women? Oh, it doesn't matter, right? Because it's a Democrat that's doing it. Like I said, I don't know if the allegation is true or false. I have no idea. I have no way of knowing that. But what I do know is that it seems less like a political attack because this was his staffer, okay? Tara Reade's friend or neighbor or whatever it was is a Joe Biden supporter right now, but recalls Tara Reade telling her about the allegation, the incident back when it happened, okay? You had her own mom go on TV allegedly and say what happened. There's much more evidence here to point towards there being some kind of impropriety. And we all know how creepy Joe Biden is. I mean, that goes without saying, you know, kissing on little girls' foreheads for no reason, touching them inappropriately. We've seen that on videotape. We've seen it on camera. So that's not me making an allegation or going off secondhand account. I see it with my own two eyes. I can see what he does with the little kids and stuff like that being creepy. So, I mean, there's much more evidence here. There's much more to go off here than it would be with Christine Blasey Ford. But yet she got 24/7 coverage. Tara Reade next to zero coverage. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Do you think that Tara Reade should get some more attention, a little bit more airtime? If we're going to be fair, like I'm not saying that she should get more airtime, but if we're going to give Christine Blasey Ford and Stormy Daniels, who did not get raped, all this attention, then why not Tara Reade? Okay, Joe Biden is running for president right now. By some stroke of luck, he could become the president of the USA, the most important position politically on planet Earth. Okay, so shouldn't there be a little bit more attention paid to it? Shouldn't there be questions asked of Joe Biden? I mean, seriously, beyond the fact that he's old and barely understands what's going on anymore, you should look into matters like this if they're serious at all. I thought they were very serious last year with Christine Blasey Ford, at least, you know, judging by the media and how they were covering it, but it's night and day difference from how they're treating it now. This should be pretty much just crystal clear evidence that there is a liberal bias in the mainstream media. It's obvious, it's clear. Nobody could tell me anything different. I'm seeing it right now with my own two eyes. But am I wrong? Am I right? Whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.